The sun hung low, casting long shadows as Jesus and his disciples approached Nain. The air was thick with sorrow, a silence so heavy it could crush you, a silence where hope itself seemed to die. Imagine a procession, not of celebration, but of grief, a mother's heart broken. Her only son, the last light of her life, lay lifeless on the bier, carried by solemn hands toward the grave. With her husband gone, and now her son taken, she was utterly alone, with no one left to care for her. Jesus saw her. His heart was moved with deep compassion, a compassion that pierced the very soul. He stepped forward, gently interrupting the procession. The crowd hushed. The wailing ceased. All eyes turned to him. He looked at the widow and spoke softly, "Do not weep." Then he turned to the lifeless body and placed his hand on the bier. The bearers stood still, uncertain, watching in silence. Then Jesus spoke, his voice steady and filled with authority, words that defied death itself.
"Young man, I say to you, arise."
And in that moment, time itself seemed to pause. At his command, breath returned. Eyes that had been sealed in death flickered open. The boy, who had been cold and still, sat up and began to speak. Gasps filled the air. Some stepped back in shock. Others fell to their knees. The mother, trembling, reached out in disbelief as Jesus took her son and gave him back to her. Tears of grief turned into tears of joy. Mourning turned into praise. The crowd erupted with awe and fear, voices rising in astonishment. "A great prophet has arisen among us," they cried. "God has visited his people." And the news of what Jesus had done spread far and wide. Can you feel that? That surge of life, that breaking of despair? Because where Jesus is, death has no power. Where Jesus speaks, life begins again. He is the resurrection, the life, the hope of the hopeless. It wasn't just a miracle for a widow long ago. It's a promise for you today. He sees you. He knows your pain. And he has come to restore what is lost. No matter how lifeless your situation may seem, no matter how deep your sorrow, Jesus speaks life. He interrupts despair. He reaches into the darkness and calls you to rise. Will you believe? Will you trust him? Will you let that life, that hope, rise within you? Will you let Jesus speak arise to the places within you that have died? Because, friend, he is speaking even now. If this message touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Like the video, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to walk with us on this journey of truth, healing, and resurrection.